What if we told you there's a better way to do money? A way that is more stable, fair, and sustainable than the money we use today. A way that increases your financial security and lowers your everyday costs. Let us show you how MyCHIPs makes this possible. By combining the best features of both ancient and modern monetary systems into a single digital system that puts you in control of your financial future.
Yay!
Oh.
Throughout history, various forms of money have been used as a temporary placeholder for value. This allows us to be much more efficient than if we had to make all our exchanges by direct barter and trade. For example, you might receive some amount of a precious commodity, like silver or gold, as payment for goods or services. Other commodities, like wheat and salt, have also been used this way. But commodity money can be bulky and difficult to carry around. It can't be transmitted electronically or easily moved over long distances. And it can sometimes be lost, corrupted, or stolen. There's another kind of money that is simply based on a promise of future value. For example, you might sell me a bushel of apples, and I would just give you my promise to cover the cost of other things you will be needing later. This is called credit money. Credit money solves some of the problems of commodity money. Because it is based on a contract, it can be transmitted by mail or over the internet. And when it is backed by a real commodity, it can be just as secure as commodity money. But it does have some serious problems. For example, it requires a lot of trust. You may promise me future value, but how can I know you will keep your word? And if I receive your promise as payment, how can I transfer that value somewhere else where I need to make my next purchase? It may surprise you to know that, in spite of these challenges, nearly all our modern money is based on credit. We have addressed the trust and transferability issues by consolidating all credit into a single, public monopoly, the central bank. So let's call this public credit money. Everyone's promises flow through this banking system and are enforceable by law. This creates enough trust so people can safely transfer credits along from one person to another. But public credit money has its own set of problems. Such a powerful, centralized monopoly is prone to corruption and abuse. And worse, the cost of operating a centralized system shows up as an ever-growing money supply. This inflation is continually making our money worth less and less. Such exponential growth is unsustainable and will eventually end in a monetary failure. Blockchain-based cryptocurrency was recently introduced with the hope of solving the problems of public credit money by returning to a commodity-based model. It promised decentralized control over a digital form of money that could be earned and spent electronically. Unfortunately, it suffers from some fatal flaws too. A public blockchain is still not entirely decentralized. All transactions eventually have to get included in a single public data set. This creates a scalability problem. It only works well on a relatively small set of transactions. Also, you can't expect to model a currency on a virtual commodity that has no intrinsic value. This is bound to be highly volatile, with values swinging rapidly up and down. If only there were a way to achieve the benefits of credit money without resorting to a bloated, centralized bureaucracy. What would it be? The answer is found in private credit money, and it is not a new concept. In fact, private credit systems have been used successfully for centuries. Rather than requiring a central authority, or even a public ledger, private credit can be issued by anyone in connection with their individual trading relationships. Say, for example, a farmer needs some tools for the coming harvest and is willing to promise some of his crop in return. A shop has the supplies he needs, but doesn't know the farmer personally and prefers money over crops. But a baker, who knows and trusts them both, facilitates the exchange, solving the trust problem so everyone benefits. Distributed private credit is resistant to centralized corruption and abuse. It is infinitely scalable and readily adaptable to modern digital technologies. So why don't we see private credit used more widely today as an alternative form of money? Unfortunately, no one has yet figured out how to safely and efficiently transfer privately issued credits from one person to another. That is, until now. The MyCHIPs credit lift algorithm creates systems of digital, private credit money, where value can be sent securely from anyone to anyone through a network of privately interconnected peers. Our current public credit system is structured around a single, centralized authority. So all payments have to travel through this common hub. But MyCHIPs is structured as a truly distributed network, with no single point of failure or control. The protocol discovers pathways through the network where value can be transmitted. And no one ever receives credits from anyone except their closest, most trusted relationships. The practical result is, you can pay with the credits you have, and the recipient gets paid with the credits he needs. MyCHIPs applies modern cryptographic technology to a monetary system tested through the ages. The result is a digital money that is stable and secure, private and efficient. And it puts economic control back where it belongs, in your hands. To learn more about MyCHIPs, please visit gotchoices.org/MyCHIPs.